I'm curious. I want to see what this little shack is. And this is a prime example as to why I love driving these back roads, for these awesome roadside finds. Well, against my better judgment, I did make my way through it, and it appears we have a really old home or cabin here. Never would have found this or even known about it. I wasn't traveling the back roads of Virginia. Oh, no way. Look what I just found. Welcome to Bartow, West Virginia. Along a quiet road here. Got a faded out sign for Seneca Caverns. Largest and most beautiful. But I pull over here because of this beauty. Another lonely abandoned house. Fenced in, not posted, and still has the electric meter hooked up. Roof looks rather newer, but I don't think it's been occupied for a bit of time. You see a clothesline over there by the big tree. Small two-story house. Front porch awning area is gone. And the house, at least the front door, is kind of like that, tilted to the right, leaning just a bit. Situated by a large field, probably part of a farm at one time. Nice shady trees covering it up. But it's one of the first things I'm finding on my way through West Virginia, on my way north. Today's video is going to consist of me traveling back north, going through West Virginia, possibly Virginia, depending on which route I do take, but I am taking mainly back roads. And I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for things like this. Back road finds, maybe some small towns, some odd, unique, interesting, or even beautiful things. If you'd like to see what I may find, well, sit back, relax, and come along with me. Currently in Circleville, West Virginia. And I pull over because on the left-hand side here is a different, odd-looking church. This is known as Big Run Presbyterian Chapel. I think Big Run is a section of Circleville, or within it. Doesn't look like it's used for service, at least not often. Certainly not really maintained. There's just a few homes over here, some trailers. Looks like maybe an outhouse right there. Definitely an odd looking church or chapel. Not your traditional type that at least I'm used to seeing. I'm kind of curious what that is. Looks like there is some type of heat source. There's a chimney up there. Maybe one time it could have been coal. Maybe now it's more modern. But I'm curious. I want to see what this little shack is. If it's an outhouse or something else. It is indeed an outhouse. A full-fledged outhouse. I'm not going to look in there, so use your imagination. I think it's my first time actually seeing a real outhouse out in the real world. Definitely a different style of living back then. Let's see if we get a view through the windows here. There is a river running behind this building too, called Big Run River, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so I can see a little bit in here. There's some pews in here, and they're facing that direction as the front. Look at the size of this friggin' hornet, or whatever the hell that is. It's about 1 inch in length. Holy crap. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that or get stung by it, so we're gonna back away. Doesn't seem like a terribly old building. It is sitting on cinder blocks as a foundation. I am curious if the door is open and locked, just to get a glimpse inside. It's locked. Figured as much. I will say, not the most beautiful of churches or chapels, but it's definitely unique, different from the others. But that was a quick look at Big Run Presbyterian Chapel. Let's see what else we could find. I just came around this bend in this direction and I looked over and noticed some things in the woods. Looks like mobile homes and maybe some vehicles, like a small mobile home graveyard like I found before. Unfortunately, this land is posted up ahead. It is posted with a lot of signs, so I'm not going to go past the brush line here. But I did want to show you what's kind of hiding out here. I can only imagine what the story is. Here's like an old driveway. A few vehicles down here is a Chevy S10, a Chevy probably 1500, Chevy Cavalier. It looks like 2 Cavaliers. That mobile home may or may not be occupied. There's a satellite dish on the tree there. There's more up there, but that's where the signs are, as well as there's another one right here. But they're either stashed back here, or this was maybe a small compound or a really small mobile home park. But now nature is pretty much reclaiming it. But there's at least a half a dozen of them back here. I did find a mobile home graveyard once, and all the mobile homes were full of contents. And it was either they were moved there because the tenants couldn't pay the bill, or they were bought out and used for storage. If you haven't seen that video and you want to check it out, it will be linked in the description. There's even like a little pull behind trailer there. This is another old driveway. Yeah, I can only imagine what else is back there, but we'll just have to observe from the road. Oh, earlier we were in the outskirts of Circleville. Now we're in the heart of it. Small little town area here. The main drag going through it. Several homes. A small handful of businesses. And where I'm walking to right here is their post office. Circleville, West Virginia, zip code 26804. And it looks like up this way is historic Circleville High School. Visit pendleton.com. Maybe we'll take a drive up there and take a look at that building. There's a gas station just on the other end of this little town, downtown area, if you want to call it that. Gas was $3.59 there. Where I started from in Marlinton, West Virginia, gas was $3.19. It's just a lone blinking light here for their traffic light. Not a whole lot of traffic, but beautiful views. Look at the mountains in the background there. Amazing. This is historic Circleville High School, built in 1938, home of the Indians. 1977 and 1994 baseball state champions. You don't see schools like this nowadays. They're usually really modern and kind of futuristic looking. This one is holding up quite well though. I don't think it's still used as a school though. I do see a sign here for Brenda's Creations and Hair Salon. Maybe repurposed into other businesses, but at least the building is still as its original form and still being utilized to this day. Looking up top, there's a little dome up there. Circular roof. Reminds me of like a little bell area for a church. And looking over, we do have a fire department over here. And just some homes throughout the area. Little playground over here. But 1938, High School of Circleville, West Virginia. I give it a thumbs up. Welcome to Riverton, West Virginia. I found this little pull-off next to a bridge. I was able to walk down here and get not only a view, side profile of the bridge, but down here at the water as well. Looks like somebody's little sitting rock for doing some fishing. Water levels are quite low. Typically they'd be at least up to here, near the grassy area. It's a nice, relaxing, peaceful area. I'd imagine people come down here to do some fly fishing. Maybe looking for some crawfish. Or even just sitting, listening to the water, the occasional car over the bridge, and the views of the mountains. This is near routes 33 and 28. These are some perfect river stones for skipping rocks. Nice and smooth and flat. Let's see if we can get this one to skip across right here in front of us. There we go. I think we got about three little bunny hops. I feel how cold this water is. It's pretty chilly. And this morning is around 49 degrees, so it cooled off overnight. In the heat of the afternoon though, this would feel really nice, but playtime's over, back on the road. Welcome to what I'm calling the heart of Riverton, West Virginia. Looking up at that cliff face up there. Try to brighten it up for you. And we have a girder bridge crossing over the river. Pendleton County. And people are in a hurry around here. It's a little bit more populated. Bit more of a little neighborhood. There's a church over there. I did pass a post office, but I specifically stopped for this building right here. It's like an old rundown possibly a business. Maybe homes, apartments. It's got stone supports, tin metal roof, wood planks for the siding. The door, though, is wider than your traditional door. It looks like about 6 to 10 inches wider than a regular door. It's a broken window here, actually. Peer inside. Oh, it's loaded in there. Console television. Other things. Looks like a hoarder house, almost. Or somebody's collecting. These are nice and solid. Looks like people have been clearing off the windows trying to peer inside. I guess we could try to do the same. Oh, looks like maybe this is just used for storage. There is a tractor in there, snowblower. Yeah, I think this is just used for storage now for someone. Come in and see me if you dare. Pretty certain it's not open. Look at the old skeleton key. Yeah, it's locked up. This maybe was the apartment over here. Balcony porch area. Oh, look what I just spotted. Another outhouse right there. Looks like maybe the utilities were cut. Oh no, there actually is power going to this place. It's still turned on right there. Must have been something else that was cut. It's a neat looking building though. See a piece of wood coming out of there. There may have been a little fence line here. A lot of stonework though, which is nice. Building looks fairly old, but definitely run down. Now, if you look at it from here, not sure if it's coming through on camera, but this right corner here is sagging downwards like that. Maybe it was built like that, maybe it wasn't, but it's definitely offset from the rest of the place. I'm thinking maybe two different businesses. Maybe an antique store comes to mind with all the stuff that was in there, and now it's just for storage, like we said. But Riverton, West Virginia, seems like a nice little area. Not a whole lot to do. Just got the river down here. But it seems like a pretty quiet place to live. And at least that church looks like a more traditional church than what we saw earlier. That one's probably still in service. All right. We got to continue northbound. Just about to leave Riverton, notice a sign. It says Oroscani Sand. The massive sandstone across the road is the Oroscani of the driller and geologist. The Oroscani sand, an important gas sand, has produced in excess of 1 trillion cubic feet of gas in West Virginia. And there she is. Figured, fun fact to learn. And also here in Riverton, you'll find Seneca Caverns. Escape underground with gemstone mining. Just down that road. If you're by chance traveling the back roads of West Virginia and are looking for some lodging, I found just the place for you. For You Motel and restaurant with home-style cooking. You want to see what it has to offer? That. A closed business. You see the neon sign says For You Restaurant. And the motel is right there, which is now storage for a farmer and his equipment. Would have been a little store across the street. And another outhouse just over there. I do like that the sign is still surviving, showing what used to exist here. And although the buildings are still pretty much how they did look, I don't think they've had business here for quite a while. I can almost guarantee though that places like this always offer some really good home style cooking, made fresh to order. And who knows why it's no longer in business. And I just scared a bird. And he's not happy. Oh, it actually looks... Let me get over here by the side on the window. It looks pretty neat inside. Still original. Pennsylvania Dutch Early American Stick Candy. Pepsi cups. Got the counter there with the stools. This is basically frozen in time. You can see right here the neon For You restaurant on the side, attracting people in. And here's a great view. Wow. It's like literally a time capsule frozen in time. Little high chair in front of us, combination of tables and booths and the stools at the counter. Closed, out of business, but it looks like it could reopen if it wanted to. And it's still in really good condition. It's not really rotted or decayed or anything. That's a really neat find. And it's walking distance from the rooms over there. There's probably about a dozen rooms or so. And it's just a bunch of farm equipment parked in front of it. And those rooms offered a breathtaking view, without a doubt. And this is a prime example as to why I love driving these back roads, for these awesome roadside finds. You never know what you're going to come across, but today we found and documented For You Motel. Like I said, if you need some lodging, this place is for you. Well, I finally came to a place with a lot of civilization where I don't feel so alone. Rolling thunder. So right here in front of us is Seneca Rocks Discovery Center, part of the Monongahela National Forest. And if you look up in the distance, there is some incredible cliffs up there. I am taking photos throughout, so stay tuned till the end for a photo montage. But behind me though, got a couple buildings here. We've got Yoakum's Store and Motel, and over there is Harper's Old Country Store. Front Porch Restaurant, and it says West Virginia's oldest store since 1902. I think I'm going to take a gander inside and see what these places are like. Maybe buy a couple souvenirs to take home. But I'll let you know if I find anything good inside. If I'm able to, I'll get some footage and show you what Yoakum's is like and Harper's Old Country Store, better known as West Virginia's oldest store. Stopped inside Yoakum's. It's a nice little store, like a general store slash restaurant. They do have seating in there if you want to dine in. There's a sign advertising second best hot dogs or chili dogs in West Virginia. They have some clothing, some novelty items, some everyday use stuff like for your car, some food, some snacks. I did pick up a hoodie in there, and then went over to West Virginia's oldest store, Harper's Old Country Store, and that's a really neat little store. As far as I can tell, it's pretty original. Hardwood floors, unique ceiling. They have a little bit of this and that, a lot of souvenir stuff. They have some gems, some crystals, skulls. Picked up a t-shirt in there. Also a little stone and a little plushie to bring home for the family. You can also get camping equipment, fishing stuff in the stores, but between both stores they have pretty much everything that you would need if you are passing through the area. And also this place does sell gasoline. There are 2 pumps on the side, currently for $3.59 a gallon. But neat little area here at Seneca Rocks, and that view, can't see that anywhere else but here. Oh, we found a payphone here. Think it works? Nope, no dial tone. Here in Seneca Falls, West Virginia, we have the Yoakum Vacation Land Motel restaurant with camping by the river with hot showers, and you can ride a horse to the top of Seneca Rocks. which is right there. But unfortunately, the place is no longer in business. The restaurant is closed, even had an indoor pool attached to it. It's a strange combination. And the motel itself, right there, shuttered, closed, and no longer open for business. I got a country cat. He's like, I want nothing to do with you. Closed. Yoakum's Vacation Land check-in is located at the intersection of Seneca Rocks at Yoakum's store. Yoakum's store also has Yoakum's Grill and Motel. Okay, so we just came from there, so it looks like they changed locations. And this is no longer used, although there are things inside of it. And yes, it did have an indoor pool. It's right there. How about that? So you got the pool right there. Looks like maybe been a fireplace on the inside. And a little walking path here with an outdoor fireplace, maybe for cooking. A toppled over drinking fountain, laundromat, and the motel rooms. I don't believe these are able to be rented out anymore, which is pretty obvious. It's not really taken care of. But just past here where I turned around, there are some cabins there. I believe those are the ones that you can rent at Yoakum's. Looks like it would have been a decent place. The old satellite dishes right there. See if we can get a glimpse on the inside of one of these rooms. Ooh, some really stained mattresses. Dated rooms for sure. Old TV up there on the stand. And look at this. Phone from your car. Right here. What do you think the odds of this one working? It's all cobwebs all over it. Nothing. That's seen better days, but I'll tell you what. I've seen more payphones in Virginia, West Virginia than I have anywhere in recent years. I'm curious, let me know, if this was still open, would you stay at Yoakum's Vacation Line Motel? I think possibly, if it was clean. It's better than nothing, but it's definitely kind of rustic, to say the least. Welcome to Cabins, West Virginia. Yes, that is the actual town name, Cabins. I pulled over here at the Smoke Hole Resort. Honeymoon. Family log cabins with jacuzzis, fireplaces, and pool. Looks like a beautiful little spot. Let's check it out. This place looks amazing. The main lodge here has an outdoor patio with tons of seating, big wraparound porch. All the cabins are back there, which gives you access to the property of this large pond, more cabins, gazebo, a little dock here, and of course the mountains in the background. This would be a fantastic place to stay. Cabins, West Virginia, and you can stay in your very own private cabin. You see the pool over there. There's a meandering stream that comes through it, playground. This is a fantastic little place. Really well kept. Like, it's not like the type you would see on National Lampoon's Vacation, where they go to that little bungalow tent area with the flies and the stench. This is really nice. I can only imagine how it looks inside. If you guys have ever stayed here or know anything about this place, feel free to share it down below. But you can look up that name on Google, and it'll probably take you to their website if you want to get some information for rates or amenities in the area. But oh, there's actually a fish in here that just jumped. I can actually see them. I thought the water was really cloudy. It's just, I guess it's just a weird shade, but there's actually some monster fish in here. I wonder if you could do some fishing here. Maybe not though, but there's some big fish kind of working their way towards me. I'm hoping they come close enough to see, but they're at least a foot in length. All I see is a black shadow coming towards me here. Oh, there's a snake. Snakes. Why do it have to be snakes? This is beautiful. There's a duck out there. The fish are swimming around. And they're very active here too. Beautiful spot to sit on the swing and just take it all in. I think in the future I'm going to have to look into staying here. First impressions, knock it out of the park, I'll tell you that. Oh wow! I just came over here to look under the dock. There's probably at least 50 goldfish. Hope they're showing up on camera. Yeah, there's all a big grouping of goldfish right there. I'm going to try to raise the exposure so you can see them a bit better. Yeah, there they are. Welcome to Petersburg, West Virginia. Pull over here. There's a few things in this town I want to show you. Starting off with a train depot right here. There's a platform, so I'm assuming there are some passenger excursions. This is the Petersburg line or crossing. This does have that small town feel, and there are a few unique looking buildings, some few yards I want to show you, and just a couple things here in Petersburg that are worth checking out. This property here caught my attention because it's full of tractors, both newer and older. I know RJ would probably enjoy checking this out. There's a few dozen here at least. This is just one part of the yard. Not sure if they're a collector or just a hoarder of sorts of tractors, or if they repair them, or maybe they're for sale actually. Yeah, there's a bit of everything here. I guess that's what you call yard ornaments, right? I don't see any Massey Fergusons, or I forget the other name that RJ likes, the orange ones. But a lot of John Deere's, Cub Cadets, a few Husqvarna's, Craftsman's. Unique. This Napa store in town has some nice curb appeal, because right here in the corner of the lot, it's an old Ford truck. Ford F600. Looks like it's a former contractor's truck, general contractor. Flatbed. Bluish, greenish color. Some nice patina to it. She's a beaut. Another place with some good curb appeal is Yours, Mine, and Ours Boutique. Something for everyone. And out front, they have a couple of Ford tractors. Some furniture, some swings, some home decor. Not sure if the tractors are for sale, but they certainly get your attention. Looks like they are in running condition. Oh yeah, they are for sale. If you're looking to inquire, Yours, Mine, and Ours Boutique, right here in Petersburg, West Virginia. We have Petersburg Volunteer Fire Company, number 400. And just 2 doors down from that is a beautiful mural with a cardinal flying over the river through the mountains. It's really nice and vibrant. Don't make any eye contact, but back there's a few unsavory characters. Check out these guys. We got everything from the Blues Brothers to a pirate, somebody who's ready for a standoff, Spider-Man, I think that's Charlie Chaplin, Big Bad Wolf, and I think Laurel and Hardy. Drop-off box. This looks like maybe a former post office. There's even some characters on the inside too. Driving past this building, I had to take a double take. Jake and Elwood, the Blues Brothers. That's a good movie. Yeah, I think I got all the characters correct here. I think that's a Spirit Halloween animatronic, or maybe Home Depot, possibly. I'm sure Alan would know. If you're ever kind of given directions through town, say, yeah, just pass the building with the Blues Brothers in front of it, and go another 100 feet, and you'll be there. Hey, they even still have a Pizza Hut. I'm jealous. Welcome to Wardensville, West Virginia. Behind this blowing flag is a giant bird? Toucan? Not sure what that thing is. It's made out of metal though. Caught my eye coming down the road. And we have a small main street here with wishy-wash laundromat. And across the street here is a mercantile shop. And it does have that small hometown feel. Small church over there as well. Stone church. I'm gonna slowly make my way through the town, see if there's any other things of interest to check out, but nice little main street coming through here. There's a gas station with fuel of $3.49 a gallon. It's too bad that store's not open. I wouldn't mind checking that out. It says Shop and Eat, Star Mercantile. It appears this church is still in service. St. Peter's Lutheran Church. Worship service 11 a.m. And it was built in 1935. Beautiful looking building. You can see the bell there in the background. This bright blue building looks like it was one time a church. And I don't think it's used for service anymore, but there is something interesting on the inside, peering at us through the window. For some reason, there's a mummy in here. He's looking right at us. Hey buddy, if you need help, blink twice. My next stop is Yellow Springs, West Virginia. Pull over for a few different reasons. Number one, we have a couple structures, specifically homes on the edge of the road here. But I also noticed that green bridge going across. At first I thought it was a train bridge. I don't think it is. But I think we could get to it, but it doesn't go all the way across. I wanted to show you some of these homes, which looks like little summer getaways. And I believe that basement door might be open, but there's still power going to the house. So that one looks like it's still maybe occupied. I actually hear music, but there's actually another one here hiding behind the brush, which I didn't spot at first, but when I turned around, it was kind of peering out through the trees here. You see it up there? Looks like an old cabin. Now, I'm definitely not dressed to go through some foliage like that. I have sandals on, shorts, but it looks like a pretty neat structure. I'm going to see if I can maybe find a safe way up there. At the very least, maybe snap a few photos, but let me see what I could do. Well, against my better judgment, I did make my way through it, and it appears we have a really old home or cabin here. Underneath the porch, there's some items. It's like a wagon of sorts with some wheelchair wheels. I don't think I'll be able to get inside. There's no access from here, and getting up on top looks pretty sketchy. Although I do see the door open, this porch I don't think is holding on very well. So I'm not going to press my luck with this one, but there are, I believe, a few more homes along this road, both that direction and the other. But let's cross over and check out that bridge. Alright, looks like we have something of interest here. So there's a couple plaques. This one is Capon or Capon Springs. Capone Springs. Capone Springs bears Indian name meaning the medicine waters. Discovered in 1765, famous resort of the early days, President Franklin Pierce Daniel Webster and his guest Sir Henry Bulwer were the British minister were among guests. And this is Capon Lake Whipple Truss Bridge. First erected in 1874 as a two-span bridge on the US Route 50 near Romney. One span was moved here in 1938 and re-erected on a new foundation. The 17-foot wide by 176 feet long bridge is a Whipple-Murphy truss, the state's oldest extant metal truss. The bridge is one of only a few of its type in West Virginia, listed in the National Register of Historic Places in 2011. How about that? We found a piece of history. It was once a road bridge, now just for pedestrian use to come out and enjoy the views. Feels pretty solid and sturdy, no creaking, no shaking. And I do hear music. Is that banjo music? No, it's guitar. Okay, there's music playing over there. I thought I heard banjo music. I was like, oh boy, I'm in the wrong neck of the woods here. So there's a bench area here, a seating area. Gives you some views of the roadway. There's actually a woman down there with her dog. Yeah, incredible views from here, right over the water. Water's a little bit murky here, surprisingly. And we can walk out to the very end. So as we learned, this is not its original location. It was moved here, but it is being taken care of. And there's, oh yeah, there is access down here if you want to park, if you cross over the bridge. Someone's parked down here. So this is where it ends. Can't go any further. Too high to leap off of. But you can certainly come over here and explore it, check it out, take some pictures. Green metal truss bridge. One of only a few in existence. Never would have found this or even known about it. I wasn't traveling the back roads of Virginia. But as I mentioned, there's a few other homes along this road that I believe are either non-occupied or just purely abandoned. Let's see if we can check a few more of those out. So this next structure is just down from the bridge, which is over in that direction, maybe 100 yards. Thought this was a house at first. It appears just to be a barn. Seen better days, falling apart, but it's right along the roadway here. Now I do see another house down there, and there's one up there. That one's actually active. There's lights on inside. I didn't go up there, I just stopped in the road. But there's one down there, and I think 2 or 3 further down there, so I have to drive closer to those, and we'll see if we can check those out as well. Well, it appears I stumbled onto something around here. So that blue home over there to the far right is active. This one Appears not to be, but it looks like it may have been a former store. Has a general store feel, maybe turned into a home. Now unoccupied. There's also a little cottage in the distance there. And a few across the street. So this is a mixture of occupied and unoccupied homes. That one there is occupied. That's the little cottage that's not. These appear to be vacant, abandoned. We also have just a chimney standing where a home used to sit. Fireplace and mantle still there, as well as the stone chimney, but the entire home is gone. Let's take a closer look at these two. There's two of them next to each other. One's more hidden, one's more visible. Just because they're unoccupied doesn't mean they're abandoned, so I'm not going to blatantly try to walk in, only if there's obvious signs or an open door. This one still looks like it's relatively decent shape. Giant hornet's nest up there as well. Now 99% of the homes I've been finding that are abandoned have been posted. This one's not posted, but I don't think it's abandoned. I just think it hasn't been lived in for a few years. I'm not going to bother with that one. This one, though, looks a bit different. Looks like this one could be fully abandoned. And the screen doors open up there. Do you see an air conditioner in the window up there? Nature is fully reclaiming it. It is sitting up on top of this little wall. But I'm going to try to take a peek inside. Okay, so that door is shut and locked. I didn't try it, but I could just already tell it is. And there's actually still power going to this. I'm surprised. This looked like it was a fully abandoned house. It just hasn't been dealt with in years. Oh well, let's check out the front of it at least. And we do have another one over there across the street. I will say it's a rather unique looking house. It's not just one square box. It's got some different shapes and curves to it. Stone fireplace there, probably similar to the one that's exposed over there. And again, on this side, that porch door is open. It's a screened-in side porch. But I think it's still an owned, unoccupied home. Not abandoned, just not lived in. So I'm going to respect that. And diagonal to that house is a nice little stone cottage. Tin metal roof. Maybe 15 feet in length. Right behind it is the river. Really overgrown. I don't even think I would step on that back porch because it drops right off into the water. Doesn't even have a full second floor. It may just be open air inside, or maybe a small crawl space in the attic. But stone and wood, but still holding it pretty well. Just looks like a little private cottage. It's all it does appear to be. Just like that one in the woods right there, that blue one. I thought about checking out that one. The meter is removed from that, but it's right next to an active residence. And since I am a visitor to the state, I don't want to press my luck. Just wanted to give you one more look at this one. This is my favorite of all of them in this area. I'm noticing both upstairs windows do have air conditioners. The roof is metal, comes down and then shoots outwards. Has those two protruding windows there. Nothing but a mountain behind it. And not really much parking space either. I don't know where you would park. Currently in Highview, West Virginia. Just about a mile up there is the state line for Virginia. So we're just on the outskirts of Virginia, but did find one more roadside find. Got a few tractors here. in the high grass. And this time, definitely an abandoned home. No doubts about it. This one's an old zero turn. Still got the key in it. Looks like it hasn't ran in quite a while. This one, I don't know the brand. Larger, got the bigger tires on it. It's got a Mitsubishi emblem though on the front hood there. Oh, it's Mitsubishi. It is Mitsubishi. Holy crap. I didn't know they made tractors. And then we have what I mentioned before, Massey Ferguson. And 3 different types, 3 different sizes. Maybe they were for sale at one time. Who knows? But they are sitting here next to this sad looking, forgotten, fully abandoned home. As long as it's not posted, we'll take a peek inside. Looks like this grass up here has been trimmed at some point. The front roof awning is completely collapsed. It's blocking the front door. Wooden porch. Wraparound porch, actually. Looks like a stucco exterior over the wood slats. Reminds me of plaster and lath. Looks like it is partially furnished on the inside too. Open door policy. No signs, no fencing, no nothing. Let's see if we can safely get up on the porch and check it out. I had to walk through some really high grass. I'll have to be checking for ticks. Shed falling apart. Some random items. Some more garden tractors, tractor tires. Equipment back here just scattered about. We're on the porch though. It's somewhat intact. The door is open. But I am not stepping foot inside. Fireplace is probably the best part of it. So it looks like the upstairs is falling into the downstairs, which is falling into the basement. It is literally crumbling in on itself. Fluorescent lighting right here. I don't know what room this would have been. These lights do resemble a kitchen. Not sure though. I do see some piping over there. That would have been the bathroom. I see actually the base of the toilet. Right, let me zoom in and show you. Right there is the base of the toilet. That's where the bathroom would have been. Looks like it's not all that old either. I do see wood paneling. I mean, it doesn't look like a really old house. This is like that fake stucco. It's kind of hollow. So here's the living room. So it has that open air design where you could communicate with people upstairs. Just a missing section right there. Oh, no way. Look what I just found. I gotta be careful on this floor. Look at this. A drawer full of train stuff. O-scale. Tracks. Caboose. There's a whole train in here. Including a locomotive. Let me see what kind it is. There's chassis. Number 8142, a 242 wheel configuration. Wow. Neat finding. There's a whole train set in here. I think there's a transformer. There's some lighting, additional track. Yeah, transformers right there. Jeez. Well, that made it worth it right there to stop and see that. Looks like that would have been an ironing board right there, I believe. Cooler. A vent over there. Upstairs, still some furniture. And it looks like there was a attic, at least a walk-up attic. This is a kind of a unique house. I think we can maybe safely walk over here. It had hardwood floors. And get another view. Yeah, I'm not going beyond here, obviously. Yeah, I believe those boxes right there, the one I showed on the wall behind me, is for heat, I believe. It's either heat or it looks like maybe a central vacuum system, possibly. I don't know. If you guys happen to know, chime in the comments. Pretty neat finding, though. Although I am tempted to take them because they're not doing any good. No one's claiming them. No one's here to say they're theirs. I'm not going to, though. I'm going to leave them here on display. Let someone else find them. I'm sure my friend Nick or somebody can probably get these operational again. Get some new wiring in there. These would just have to be cleaned up. You know, they just get pulled on the tracks, but I don't need them. But really need to find a drawer, a literal drawer full of trains. C&O, Chesapeake and Ohio. One of the more cooler finds I found in an abandoned house. Well, we're going to say so long to those. We'll see if we can check out some other rooms of the house. A little tricky navigating through here. This is what you call a privacy screen here. You can come out on your porch and no one will see you. So there's our upstairs access, which we're not going to use. They're completely empty, open stairs. Just the framing of it. I believe there's probably stairs going down beneath for the basement. And then this room here, really bad decay. This, I'd say probably 20 years at least since someone lived in here, and something happened where water was getting in and it just rapidly deteriorated from there. I'm not going to go any further. I'm not going straight. I'm not going to any rooms. This is as far as I'm going inside this house. And here's that, let's see, closed, open. Okay, I answered my own question. Air conditioning. I thought it was heat. Thought maybe it was a central vacuum system, but no, it's air conditioning. And that's just looking over where we came in before. With the trains on top of the little dresser drawers. Can't believe that's just sitting there in that drawer and no one came and claimed it. I know I'm not the first one to be here. But surprisingly, no graffiti. No real vandalism. Everything appears to be natural, which is rare these days. You know, funny enough, I thought about ending this video 3 different times already because number 1, I know it's getting lengthy. Number 2, we showed a lot of cool stuff already. Number 3, I'm like, I don't think we're going to come across anything really worthwhile anymore. I showed a lot. But then you find stuff like this, and it makes it all the worthwhile. Finally got to explore our first abandoned house, and to have a drawer full of Lionel trains with just the icing on the cake. Got a bit more to go until we get on the highway. If I do find anything else, we'll check that out. If not, I'll share a few departing thoughts. Welcome to busy Gore, Virginia. I'm calling this the Texas Chainsaw House. That's what first thing came to mind. This thing looks a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie. It's got some open upstairs windows. Downstairs is closed up, it looks like. Porch and the upper left-hand corner, right-hand corner are falling apart. There's holes in the roof, even though it's a metal roof. It's in a sad state of condition. This is a legitimate farmhouse. The hall behind it is still a worked farm. This is up here along the road. Sitting here, slowly decaying away. Looks like it has a nice fireplace on the inside with the big stone chimney. It's kind of close to the road for my liking, with all the traffic. With all the property that's here, it could be offset a bit more. But yeah, it's I guess you could call it fenced off, gated off. There is a fence going around it. There's a gate. And although it's not posted, I'm not going to go past the gate. Also, the grass is extremely high. I don't know what could be hiding in there as far as ticks or snakes or anything else. There's also another chimney right there. Looks like even a larger one, a stone chimney. But 2 stories, has 2 front doors. The upstairs is like a balcony porch, I guess you could call it. But really picturesque setting with the trees and the blue sky and the high grass. It really gives it a eerie vibe, but also beautiful at the same time. This is my first Virginia find on this trip. Now, if you're still watching, I do have a question for you. I'm hoping you comment down below, and if these cars ever stop, well, I crossed over into Virginia and the traffic is like non-stop. So if you're still watching, I have a question for you. I'm asking you to please reply down below in the comments with your answer. For videos like this, specifically like this, when I do these lengthier roadside finds, back roads, small towns, do you prefer one longer, lengthy video with all my findings? Or would you rather me break it up into, like, say, 2 parts? The reason I ask is because this video, as I mentioned, I already planned on ending earlier, but I just keep coming upon more and more stuff, which adds to the time and length of the video. I know some people don't like long videos, some do. I'd like to hear the majority of you watching this video if in the future you would prefer to watch a long, lengthy roadside finds video like this, or would you rather shorter, broken up ones? Regardless of your answer, leave it down below and tell me, do you think that looks like the Texas Chainsaw House? Welcome to Winchester, Virginia, and welcome back to civilization. We are no longer on the back roads or going through small towns. We are getting ready to get back on the highway. Just a couple things I want to share with you really quick is that number one, this video I made extended my return by almost 4 hours. I should have basically been home 4 hours earlier than I will be getting home because I made so many stops to document these back road, small town, roadside finds. Number two is that we saw some incredible stuff today. Abandoned houses, an abandoned house for the train, an old truss bridge, a bunch of other stuff which I can't remember off the top of my head. And number three, I actually missed, well, I shouldn't say missed, but there's more that I passed by that I didn't show in this video. There was at least 3 other things I thought about stopping to show, but I'm like, not sure, the video's getting longer, it may not be worthy of a stop. Thinking back on it now, I probably should have stopped. One was like an old flea market with all stuff covered up by tarps. There was another abandoned house and also an abandoned factory. I don't know if we would have gotten inside, but again, they were roadside finds, back road finds. And it's really windy here in Winchester. I just want to lastly say is that although we're in Virginia now, I absolutely love West Virginia. Although with my trip down here for the Cass Scenic Railway, I've only seen just a small section of West Virginia, but what I've seen so far, I absolutely love, and I 100% will be returning to explore more of West Virginia. I love driving those back roads, seeing these small towns, and just seeing a whole different way of life. Even finding some outhouses and some closed down restaurants and motels. Stuff like that really fascinates me, and although it's a different type of exploring, a different type of video than I normally do, it's still something that interests me. It's still an adventure, it's still a journey, and still something I know many of you enjoy watching as well. So I am looking forward to your feedback in the comment section about the length of these videos. Although I don't do these road trips very often, I do have at least 1 or 2 more planned for this year and hopefully more for next year. But with that being said, I want to thank you so very much for coming along. If you're still watching, do me a huge favor, leave that blue heart and a smiley face to let me know that you're still watching to the end. Feel free to share your favorite moments from this video, and to see other videos from West Virginia and Virginia, check the links down below. Otherwise, take care, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.